Yes, good evening. Thank you very much. My name is Shola Ajani. I invited you for this presentation, question and answer session on the franchise that we have to offer for the School of Consulting. I want to believe I've sent a lot of information out, sent a brochure out. I even put together frequently asked questions, which I sent. But nevertheless, I'm just going to take some time to go over the School of Consulting. What are we trying to achieve? And so that I give additional information and basis for questions you might have going forward in joining us as a part of the School of Consulting. So I have a very short presentation I'm just going to dive into, and then we can take questions and answers thereabouts. I'm recording this, so you can always ask for it and go over what we might have discussed, just to refresh your memory. And also for the benefit of those who are not here, that would like to know what we discussed and insight into what is on offer, I am doing the recording. So please note that we are recording what we are discussing. Okay. So the School of Consulting was established in 2019. It was established in 2019 in the UK as a consulting, education, and training company. So the idea is to set up a school whereby we could actually deliver consulting training for aspiring professionals. So the idea is to provide consulting training for people who are aspiring to a career in consulting. Incidentally, we find out that a lot of people find themselves in consulting without formal training, and that to an extent affects their ability to offer consulting at the highest level. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to bridge the skills gap in consulting by teaching people the proper way to consult, and we have borrowed the curriculum of the Institute of International Council of Management Consulting Institutes. So our curriculum is based on the Institute's competency framework of what a consultant should be able to do. So I'm just going to go over this very briefly. This is the first set of participants. I don't like to call people students. I like to call them participants. So these are the first set of participants that started the program in 2019. There were 4 gentlemen who started the program in 2019, in June 2019. So invariably, this is we have started our 3rd year now. So we've done 2 years, and a lot has happened in those 2 years. And I'm quite pleased about the progress we have made in those 2 years. We've been to Ghana. I'm in Nigeria right now. We've been to Ghana. That's the only place I've been to. But then people are from Tanzania have joined. We've had students, participants from Ghana, from Ivory Coast, from Cameroon, from Liberia, from Benin Republic, from Tanzania, and from Rwanda. So we've had a spread, an African representative or representation in the students. We have a lot of interest in East Africa, especially Kenya. We have a healthy database of people who have expressed interest in joining the program, but have not managed to join the program. So one of the things we hope to do is to pass on the database of people who are on the database for respective countries, so that it will be easier to take off from there. Okay, so as I said earlier, our core mission is to provide access to a career in consulting, which is still very limited, especially for Africans. And so our aim is to provide opportunities for individuals who have career aspirations in consulting. And in the since the last 2 years, we've done several cohorts, several training. Initially we started by doing physical training, but we had to go online because of COVID. In the time that we've been training, we've become approved centers for several institutes we become a recognized partner of the ICMCI, and then we became ambassadors of the Global Institute for Ghana, Ethiopia, Kenya, and Tanzania. So we're global ambassadors for those countries. And these are the partnerships that we have. The International Council of Management Consulting Institutes. We are training providers for the IMC, which awards the Certified Management Consulting certification. In terms of partners, those are the partners that we have. Just emphasizing what I mentioned earlier. What are our products and services? Our products and services are online and virtual, online courses and virtual learning. We do have a dedicated portal whereby people can go and learn themselves without any assistance. We have franchise location. We are franchised out Nigeria, UK, and Ghana, and we're looking to have additional franchise. We also run a business site which helps people to go into consulting. So not only do we provide consulting education, we also consult for consultancy, or if you like it, consulting business startup. And so we also provide training and mentoring for consultants. And then we have, for those who don't seek professional qualification, we have a training for those who just simply want to update their skills in consulting. We have a healthy database of close to, I think it's going over 4,000 now, a very healthy database of people from all over the world. Well, not necessarily from all over the world, mainly from Africa, who are on our database. So we have a very healthy database that we hope to pass on to prospective franchisees. In terms of performance, we've seen a revenue growth that equals 45% year on. So from 2019 right through to 2021, we've seen an annual growth rate of about 45%. And that is, we have kept that projection for the years going forward. And I think any franchisor can expect to have such growth rates as well, based on what we, at least averagely on what we found. We've done an evaluation of the company, and the valuation came to $500,000 US. That's the valuation of the company, what the company is worth as an entity. The way we are structured right now is as we have 10% franchisors, and then the company owns 90%. It is out of this 90% that we're looking to sell more franchise opportunity. So it's an opportunity to invest. We're looking for new investors who will form part of the governing council. And I think that's quite crucial, that you don't only purchase the franchise, you're also part of the decision-making body. So you have a say. And we're looking more into the East African markets, especially Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Uganda. We're looking at that axis very, very keenly. So looking into the future, our plans from July for the next 1, 2, 3 years is basically in terms of upgrading the products that we have, increase our online presence in terms of what we do, and then more collaborations, and then additional students that want to train across Africa. So our vision is to have the School of Consulting have greater presence while we are collaborating with more organizations and have additional products that we can have available for students that get to know us. So that's basically our vision. How do you want to do that? We have a vision to have 40 franchises. That's 40 countries, one franchise per country, and then 40 new shareholders. So franchise will be exclusive. The franchise of the School of Consulting will be exclusive per country, so that you have a market that you can sell to. So we don't want to dilute that by having more than one person. So for every country, it's going to be a single franchise. And then so basically we're trying to raise a capital requirements of $200 US by way of the franchises. So invariably each franchise is worth $5,000. And so if we're trying to raise $200,000, we're looking at 40 franchises. But it's a 2-3 year target. So we are not under any pressure. It's a 3-year target, like I said, from 2021 to 2023. It's a 3-year target that we have. So what is our strategy? Our strategy is to have franchise in 40 countries by 2023, the development of the School of Consulting in each territory, in each franchise, in each country, and then the delivery of consulting training within those territories. And then in a territory where there are no national institutes, these franchises can be the foundation for national institutes. So in addition to running the franchise, there's the opportunity, once you have a minimum number of students or participants go through the program who become certified, there's the opportunity to actually lead the formation of a national consulting institute where those consulting institutes are not presently available. So it's a wonderful opportunity not just to have a franchise, but also to spearhead the national institute in your respective countries. And I think that's a wonderful opportunity for anyone. So this is the franchise fee, is $5,000. We allow payments over 2 years. And I think I've reviewed this. We did say 20% fee on revenue, but we brought it down to 10% on revenue, which I think is another good news. The thing about the way we have structured it is this: you pay a deposit, and then you have the balance to pay over 2 years. So we want to collect the balance, and so your success is a function of being able to pay the balance. So we will work hard to make sure that you succeed, so that you can pay our balance. So it's not a case of whereby you have paid our balance, whether we have paid our fees, you have paid the full fees, whether you succeed or not. It's not a case of that. So we still have interest in making sure you succeed. And that's why we are only saying if you can pay 1,000 or 2,000, and then the rest can be paid over 2 years. We want to collect the remaining 2 years, but the only way we can collect it confidently is to make sure that you succeed. So our interest is in your interest. Your interest is in our interest. And I think that's a good way to go about it. So what we have right now is 10% franchisee, 90% to the parent group, and we want to reduce that, and we're offering 40%. So each franchisee is worth 1%. So we're offering 40% to raise the amounts that want to raise. So the 40% stake in the business would go to the franchises. We have 10% existing now, and then we reduce our stake from 90 to 40 to 50. And that's the plan. And every shareholder, every franchisee is a shareholder holding one stake. And your stake enables you to be part of the governing council of the School of Consulting, representing your individual countries. Now, the fact that you are from Kenya doesn't mean you can't buy the franchise from next door. So you can buy the Kenya franchise, and if it's Tanzania that is available, if Kenya is not available, you can buy the one for Tanzania. So it's entirely open to what you purchase. So franchise is not drawn along national lines. If you want to buy the one from Kenya and it's gone, and the one next door is available, by all means. But your best advantage, really, competitive advantage, is if you're a Kenyan or a national, to buy the franchise of your nation. What support would we offer you? Please pardon the typographical error there. The first thing we will do is hand over our database of potential students in your respective countries. We feel this is very good to start off. So even though you'll be looking for students, it's very good to give you a database of students who are already aware of the School of Consulting. So it enables your marketing, and the fact that you are national, I mean, it gives it will probably give them a lot more confidence because you are nationals of the country, and you acquiring the franchise shows that the School of Consulting is now at their door, is now closer to them, and then they can be, they're speaking to the owners who are equally nationals. So we feel that would help in driving the growth of the School of Consulting in individual nations. Number two, we will provide training and materials to franchisees. You get all the training and materials to franchisees that would enable you to understand the vision, what we do as a School of Consultants, and what we aim to achieve. In the first instance, we would help you to deliver training to students until you have the capacity to deliver training. We're very strict on the standard, even though we respect that most of you are probably training, you're doing training, but we have a certain standard. So we have a training program that you will undergo as a franchisee. And then number 4, we will continue to market the training globally. And so anyone that comes from your territory, we will pass them on to you. So we won't stop marketing. You would market locally, but we'll continue to market centrally. And any prospective students that we get, we'll forward them to you. So we will direct country nationals to franchisees. So if we get any call from Tanzania, we will direct it to the holder of the Tanzania franchisee. And then the other thing we could help you to do is to design several other courses. Please pardon the typographical errors. I put this up in a hurry. I'm sorry about that. So we would help you in designing additional courses that we run here that gives us additional revenue, apart from the certified management consulting training itself. Your revenue returns, we have worked it out. In your first year is 20 students at the average of $500. You can charge more than $500, but we think $500 is a reasonable rate to charge. And if you are able to do that, I mean, $500, granted there are many other expenses that you would incur, but your target, your first year revenue, you can actually cover your investment in your first year. But like I said, I'm aware that there are other cost headings that you have to cover. So it's not just the cost of investment that you are looking for in your first year. But as we said, we just want you to see what is possible, what is doable. Like I said, in the last 3 years or 2 years, we've trained over 100 people. And so effectively, that's an average of 50 students per year. So we feel the 20 students per year is an achievable target. In fact, we even charged more. We charged more than $500, and we were still able to get 50 students per year. So we feel with $500, which is lower than what we charge, we should be able to get 20 students per year. But there's no pressure on you. If you don't have up to 20 students per year, there's no pressure. So it depends on how you do your business plan. But there's no pressure because you have 2 years to pay that. So in terms of revenue target, we are saying 50% of your target at 10 students at $500, you have secured your first 5,000. And of course, in your first year, you will aim to do more than 10 students. For each of the countries, we have more than 20. I think we have more than 20, 30, 40 people on our database. So you have a good number of database or good number of prospective students or participants to start with. What do you get in return for your investment? You own the ownership to run the School of Consulting in your area, and is exclusive. I have emphasized that it is exclusive to your country. You run a profitable enterprise, or it could be an add-on. It could be an add-on to what you are doing already. In terms of perhaps you're running training, you could add this to what you are running and offer it to more people. So it does help coming in as an additional value add to what you're doing in terms of if you're doing something already like that. And if you're not, I mean, it's a viable proposition that will help you to get off the ground. And again, we said there your initial investment returns only from 10 students. Bearing in fact that there are other things that your investments covers. So it's not just for the fees, but it just goes to show how profitable the enterprise is if your initial investment is covered by only 10 students. Each shareholder joins the governing board, the governance council, of which I am the chairman. I didn't want to be the chairman, but everybody said I am. The other shareholder says, look, it's your vision, so you stay as the chairman. So right now I'm the chairman of the governing council, and we would be welcoming every franchisee to the governing council, and I think that's a good thing, so that you have a say in the running of the school because you have a stake in the school. And then, as I mentioned earlier, in nations where there are no independent consulting institutes, it can, once you have a minimum number of consultants, then you can form your national institutes. And I think this is a wonderful advantage for stakeholders or shareholders that they can have. Okay. So basically, that's my presentation. The short one, our contact details are here. For now, we're contacting by WhatsApp. We can continue to do that. My phone number is there, so you can get me at any time in that respect. So I'm just going to throw the floor open for questions you might have. And so I'm just going to invite you for questions. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your interest. I don't take it lightly. This is a vision I have. And when the vision becomes bigger than you, you stretch forth arms and hope for other people who can buy into the vision. And that is what you are doing. And that's why I don't take it lightly. It's the early days. I'm not moved by the numbers. We have a target of 40 over 2 years, so I'm not moved. But for every one person that acquires a franchise, it is less the number we're looking for. So that means we're making progress. So thank you very much. I'm going to stop speaking now and invite questions or clarifications. Thank you very much. Polycarp, I'm going to ask you if I think you can communicate with us if you have a question or you have clarifications. And then Jerry, you're on the line as well, but if you can't hear us, please use the chat facility to ask your question. Thank you.
Yes, Ajani, thank you for the good presentation and giving us an overview of the whole opportunity and the anticipated returns on what we need to see. If you look at the fees that are charged, does people have the latitude to charge a fee higher than what is offered or less, or it is basically the fee that we're charging is standard?
Thank you, Jerry. I see your comments here. What we will say is this: it is your business. It is your business, and each market is different from the other market. So if you can charge more, charge more. What we're saying is don't dilute the program. I mean, we say it for the reverse. If they can't charge 500 and so I want to charge 200, but then I dilute the program. We won't like that, because if you dilute the program, it will affect the outcomes and the quality of those that you produce from the School of Consulting. So, but you can charge more. You certainly can charge more. And you want to charge less, you can charge less. So, but don't dilute the program. Look at your market. I mean, in the last 2 years, I can tell you the dynamics in the market. I can tell you how the Nigerian markets respond. I can tell you how the market in Ghana responds. I can tell you how the market in Tanzania, how it responds. I'm not familiar with the market in Kenya, but I've interacted with people from the Tanzania. I mean, so each market is different. So if we insist that you must be a certain amount, I don't think we are fair on you, especially if you can get more than what you are recommending. Okay, so you're free to charge what is obtainable within your territory.
Thanks for that clarification. The other question I asked, Ajani, that you've given us an aspect of what is expected us to put and the fee spread out in a span of about 2 years. I know the minimum that has been set aside. Do you have a cut line on when we need to make the payment to buy the franchise?
Well, I mean, it's flexible. It's entirely up to you, because each franchise runs on its own. We don't have a central training that must run in September. No. You run it as you are able, to. I mean, the thing is, once you buy the franchise, we come, we train you, prepare you, we agree with you, this everything, and then once you're ready, you can start off. I mean, so that's the flexibility I want to build into the franchise. My vision is that each franchise is independent of the other because local markets are different. I'm not familiar with local markets in your country, so if I'm dictating that this is how you should do it, I don't think that will be proper. So it's entirely up to you. The moment you're able to make your commitments, we would start. We're not running a franchise which says you must make the full payment, and that's why we're saying 2 years. So once you make your initial payment, you will start. And then, as I mentioned in my presentation, it is our interest to make sure that you succeed so that you can pay the balance. Because if you don't succeed, I mean, we wouldn't even have the right conscience to come and ask you for the balance because you're not succeeding. So we are interested in making sure that you succeed, not even for the balance, it's for the sake of the brand, that we can say confidently we're in Kenya and Kenya is doing well.
Thanks for that clarification.
Jerry, you want to send me a message? You want to send a question? Okay, fine. You have sent something. I would like to take up the courses as a proper way of getting involved and being part of the brand. I would also like to involve my partner. Okay, fantastic. You're saying you would like to take up the training, the course as a student. Yes. As a matter of fact, most of those who have acquired the franchise are former students. For me, that is quite interesting. So there are former students who have acquired the franchise and they're now sitting on the board. It shows that they believe in the product, but you don't have to be a student to own the franchise. But in any case, we will still do the trainer for you as an owner so that you have an understanding of what the product is. I come from a school of thought which says you cannot give what you don't have. You can't sell what you don't know. So we'll be happy to train you in terms of what the brand stands for, what we hope to do, and how we do it. So it's nice that you want to be involved in the course. So once a course comes up, we can always let you know when we have next the program. Then you can join when the next program is available. Yeah. Thanks, Jerry, for that question there. Polycarp, do you have any other question? When are the, okay. Okay, thank you very much, Polycarp. When are the training programs starting? We have a training program starting on the 25th of September. So Jerry, if you want me to put you down for that, I will put you down for that, and that's on the 25th of September. I'll send the details to you, and then we can take it from there. So the next program is starting on the 25th of September, and I'll be happy to add you to that. Polycarp, thank you. We'll jump to the next step. Fantastic. So I'm excited that we have one more franchisee joining. So that's great news. Thank you so much. Asante in Swahili is thanks. Asante. Asante, my brother.
Thanks for the exciting presentation. So I think we'll engage further next week in terms of the next steps on my end. Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, so it becomes one-on-one now. And then if you have a website of what you do, let's see. I know you do the what's it called now? For the ILO program. Yeah, fantastic. I'm a master trainer for the ILO program. Fantastic. So it's a good plugin and it complements what you do. Fantastic. So there's the kind of pedigrees that we like. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time. I don't take this lightly. I don't take it lightly. You believe in what we do and we won't fail you. You want to help us in our vision. We are here to help in that vision. Thank you very much. God bless you. We'll continue the chat online, offline, and I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Polycarp. God bless you.
Thanks, Ajani. Thanks. We appreciate the opportunity that you've created and the time to do this.
I'm always happy to do that. I'm always happy to do that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Good night.
bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night. God bless you. Thank you.